Good evening, everyone. Hope you had a fantastic weekend. Hopefully, you guys got to get down to Equip Expo and get to check out all the cool stuff there. If you did attend Equip Expo, let me know what was your favorite thing at Equip Expo. Um, Looked like an amazing event just from the pictures I saw online. Unfortunately, Katie and I were not able to attend this weekend or this week's expo, but it looked like it was an amazing time, an amazing event. Lots of great pictures, lots of great things going on there. So again, let me know if you attended, and what was your favorite thing. Tonight, we wanted to have an opportunity for those that have been asking some questions, reaching out to us, asking some questions about our upcoming numbers course. The upcoming numbers course is happening October 29th and 30th, and we're going to dive into understanding what your numbers are and how to use those numbers in your estimating systems. So, if anybody has any questions anywhere along the way, feel free to reach out, post any comments in the chat section. Let us know, if you have any questions about what's in it. But we're going to dive into and show you some of the calculators you're going to get part of this course, show you what you'll have access to if you purchase the numbers course. But it's going to be an amazing event. It's a 2-day live event where we're going to walk you through your numbers. We're going to help you figure out what your numbers are that you need to know for your business. So if you're not for sure what your business numbers are, we're going to teach you. We're going to give you all the calculators and make it super simple for you. And again, within 2 days, you're going to learn all your numbers and learn how to apply that to your estimating system. And we're even going to give you the estimating templates we have that'll take those numbers and make it super simple to create those estimates. So again, guys, let me know, I guess, first off, if you can hear me, videos working, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you have any questions about the upcoming numbers course, again, just place your comments and the questions below and we can help get you answered. So again, we are hosting a live 2-day event, October 29th and 30th. So it's coming this coming weekend. It's going to be a 2-day full day events. It's going to be an awesome time, and we're going to help you figure out your numbers. So if you've just been taking and multiplying your materials by 2 or 3, or just kind of guessing on how much you should be charging your customers, we're going to show you how you do it in a better, easier way. If you've been reaching out to the Facebook groups and just asking what everybody's charging for this or how much I'd be charging for that, we're going to show you a better way. And it's super simple because we've done all the hard work for you. We've made it very easy for you with giving you our calculators that we have in our business to help you figure out some of those numbers. And I'm going to show you those numbers of the calculators here in a bit. So let me know, guys, if you can hear me, put it in the chat section. I want to make sure I'm visible and you guys can hear me before we dive into the live Q&A. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. So again, we have this upcoming numbers course, October 29th and 30th. And part of the course, you're going to get lifetime access to this numbers course. So you're going to have access to the recording after it's all said and done. And then you're also going to have access to all the courses inside the Academy for the numbers section. And I'll give you a visual of that here in a bit. Colby says he can hear me loud and clear. Appreciate it. Mike says sounds good. And Paul Nicholson says perfect. All right. Appreciate that, guys. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me, but it's going to be an amazing event. So let me give you a quick look at just some of the stuff that you'll see inside the Academy. Now, you're going to get a look into our entire Academy here. I can't just specifically from my end show you just the stuff that's for the numbers, but I'll show you all the courses that you're going to get. So when you sign up for the Numbers Academy, you're going to get access to our Know Your Numbers portions. Let me share my screen with you here. 1 second. All right. So maybe there we go. All right, cool. So you'll get access to inside our actual $1 Million Academy. If you sign up for the numbers course, you'll have access to the Know Your Numbers section, almost everything in there. So you're going to get access to all the intro courses, how to read your financial statements. So if you're not sure how to read financial statements and gather your information and data, we're going to show you that. So you'll have access to that. You're going to access to the labor and average wage calculator, our equipment costing section, overhead budgeting section. So just give you a quick look here. So this is just a little glimpse inside the equipment costing section. So you're going to get access to all 4 courses that go along with it. And our calculators that go with it. So just to kind of give you a visual of the equipment costing calculator. So this equipment costing calculator, you're going to be able to quickly put in your information. And I know there's some of those out there listening right now that are in the academy. This is a newer version. I will say this is just an updated version, visually more appealing. The formulas are the same whether you're using our existing one or you have this new one. So just for those that like Colby, who's in our $1 Million Academy, it's just a different style, different look. So don't freak out if you see this. But basically, you'll be able to put in some of the basic information about your business. So you're going to be able to put in what you paid for your equipment. If you put any upfitting stuff on there. So what I mean by upfitting, so if you put a wrap on there, you decide you're going to put a toolbox on there, you're going to put some racks on there, whatever it is, that is upfitting. You're going to put some lights on there, you're going to put some strobes on there, whatever it is. I guess they're not too much strobes anymore, LEDs. But if you're putting any of those on there, it costs money, and you should be putting that into your overall equipment costs. So we take that in consideration. We have, we take into consideration inflation and all that stuff. And then when you go to sell not your business, when you go to sell that piece of equipment, we take into consideration salvage value. We look at the lifetime expectancy of that vehicle. Then we take a look at insurance, license plates, all the maintenance, everything that goes into owning that piece of equipment. We take in consideration all that stuff. Tires, tracks, oil changes, fuel. Fuel is a big one. With everything going up, inflation going up, everything's going crazy now. If you aren't taking in consideration what the price of fuel is right now and not charging your customers for it, you are losing out big time. So we've helped you figure this out. We're going to tell you what it's costing you annually for that piece of equipment for fuel. And it honestly is a big shocker to many people. And just to kind of give you a quick example, I've done this with some of the people in the academy, and we've gone through and figured out just like a weed eater or a spin trimmer, whatever you like to call them. You pay whatever $500-600 for this spin trimmer, but at the end of the year, time you pay for the fuel, maintenance, and everything that goes in it, it's like that piece of machinery that's $500-600 is actually costing you a couple $1,000s. And it's always eye-opening when you start seeing what the total cost is for running this piece of equipment, putting some money away so you can purchase another one in the future. When that thing dies, whatever, like a spin trimmer, we give it a couple of years. When that thing dies, we need to buy something new. So you're going to be able to put some money away for that. We're taking that in account here. So the nice thing with this spreadsheet here, this calculator, you're going to quickly be able to do this, and you're going to give you a running total. So once it's all said and done, you'll get a total of what everything's going to cost. We have some nice graphs in here now, but it makes it super, super simple. Let me go back to the academy here. So again, you're going to get all these courses that go along with it. So Colby asked, how often are people adjusting for fuel cost? Well, the way things are going, we should be adjusting it quite a bit to make sure we're keeping up to it. Now, I do say when we are doing this, so when you're going through this, Colby, and just for those who know, Colby is already a Academy member, but he does bring up a good point here. So when you are planning this stuff out, and I do typically recommend we do this at the beginning of the year, or I should say like December, before the beginning of the year. We want to kind of predict what our costs are going to be. So we look at things right now, like fuel, diesel fuel, I think is like $5.49 or something around here right now. So if the trend continues the way it's going right now, they may jump up. So I might be predicting that my fuel might be $5.85, might even be thrown out at $6. So that might give you a little time, so you're not having to constantly go in there and adjust your fuel costs. So we kind of want to predict things. And now, yes, you may be overestimating the fuel a little bit, but it's better than not estimating enough time and not estimating enough for the fuel. So when we do these calculators, we do want to kind of predict. We are thinking the future, what it's going to cost for fuel or the oil or the maintenance and everything. So everything we're doing, we're kind of predicting the next year. Now I do recommend like the equipment costing calculator. We do want to review that every single year because we want to predict what the costs are going to be for the next year. One thing I do want to add with our equipment costing calculator, we do also include maintenance. So if you do the maintenance on something, you have to pay your team, or if you take it to a mechanic shop or whatever to get repaired, we do take account for that. So we are adding that into our equipment cost. Now, equipment costs, just to give you an example, is something that I see many landscapers not charging enough for or not charging at all for. They think that they're just adding it in their price. So if you're taking a material and multiplying by 2 or 3 or 4 or whatever number you come up with, you're just hoping that you are covering your costs. And when you do this, this is where at the end of the year, when you're like, man, I don't have any money, I don't know where it's at, or your CPA says, you didn't make any money this year. Well, it's probably because one of the things it could be because you're not charging for equipment. So I do recommend that you make sure you charge your customers. I do like to charge them per hour. I know some people will put all their equipment into overhead, and we'll get into that a little bit, but I don't recommend putting all your equipment into overhead. Because what happens is if you are, I might back up here. If you do put it all in overhead, that is fine if you do one type of service, I will say. So if you just do lawn maintenance or you just do landscaping, that's fine. But when you have many different types of services in your landscape business, which many people do, if you have landscaping, you do lawn maintenance, you do snow plowing, whatever it is, you have multiple different types of services, and you put all of your all your equipment into overhead, you're charging your snowplow accounts for your landscape equipment. You're charging your landscape accounts for your snowplow equipment, and vice versa. So I do think there should be some division, and I think you should be charging your customers for the equipment that's going to be on there, and you can do it because now you know your cost per hour. So it makes it very simple by doing this. So back in the academy here, like I said, you get access to these courses here. You'll get access to an overhead budgeting course. Overhead is something that many landscapers aren't accounting for. They're not thinking of it. They're just kind of guessing, or they're not sure what should be in overhead. You'll get all those answers here. So again, we're doing this live. So you'll be able to have access to this on October 29th and 30th. We're going to walk you through your overhead and help you figure out and decide whether it should be an overhead or it should be somewhere else or whatever. We're going to help you walk through it, but you're also going to have lifetime access to this. So you'll have access to all these courses on overhead. So we have 8 courses on overhead. You'll be able to go off of these videos and help you walk through it. And then you'll have our calculators too. So we have multiple different calculators for overhead budgeting based on the overhead recovery estimating system. And we do have a couple different overhead recovery estimating systems available inside the academy. We do teach, sorry, let me hide this here. We do teach the MORS, the SOARs, the DOORs, and OPPH, the overhead profit per hour estimating system. And we explain all those inside this course. So you have a better understanding what they are and how to apply them to your business. We do also offer just a quick note here. We do have them in Excel sheets or Google Sheets. So whichever form that you guys are using, we have that available. So let me know if you have any questions about anything, something doesn't make sense. Before I continue on, I don't want me to jump ahead here. So back up here in the Know Your Numbers section, you're also going to get access to those estimating systems. So like I said, the SOARs, the DOORs, the MORS, the OPPH, these are all overhead recovery estimating systems. Now, overhead, like I said, is some of the things that kind of go behind the scenes of your business. And this is something that we see many landscapers not accounting for or not thinking of. And we want to recover our overhead. We don't want to be necessarily charging for it. We want to recover it. Something I got told a long time ago is imagine getting your overhead bill. So all the, your rent, your utilities, your marketing budget, the bookkeeper salary, CPA salary, all those types of costs that go into overhead. Imagine getting that bill slapped on your desk January 1st. You have the rest of the year to pay this off. What happens is basically you go out and do a job. You do this job, you make some profit. You take that profit, you apply it toward that bill. You do the next job, you take that profit and apply it to that overhead bill and continue on. It isn't till that bill is truly paid off, that overhead bill is truly paid off before you make a true profit. And it's not till that point you make a true profit. And this is where many landscapers go through the whole season. They work, they bust their ass, and they don't have any money. It's because you haven't paid that overhead off. So by creating an overhead budget, you can start monitoring it, see where you're at, and make adjustments to your pricing as you go. So if you're doing your budget and you budget, I don't know, we'll say $5,000 for marketing. You market $5,000 for marketing, and something happens, and you decide I'm going to go get a new website made. So you're doing that halfway through the year, and the website costs a few $1,000s, we'll say. Well, that's going to affect your pricing. And if you're not adjusting your pricing based on those numbers, you're going to mess up. You're going to be short. So this is where you can easily make this adjustment in the overhead budgeting spreadsheet you have, the calculator we have, and apply it to your estimating like that. It makes it super, super simple. Let me show you some of the. So I did show you the equipment calculator. We have the field labor calculator. So your employees, they are costing you more than what you think sometimes. So if you're not applying all the labor burden to your jobs, you're going to be shorting yourself. So if you pay your employees, I don't care, it's $15, $18, $20 an hour, and that's what you're charging for your customers, or you're like, I pay my people 20, I'm just going to charge 30. Well, that may not cover it. You may just be guessing there. So I could probably show you how it's not charged. If you're charging $30 an hour, I can show you how you're not going to be making any money, because typically when you start putting all the costs to having an employee in there, you're going to be shorting yourself. So what are those costs that goes to have an employee? Obviously, it's the FICA, the FUTA, the SUTA, all those types of things, the normal tax stuff. But we also start taking into consideration any insurance. So if you offer any insurance or any other benefits, I don't know, like a teledoc service to your employees, all those cost money. And again, you have to be charging for it. Uniform. So if I don't know, if you give safety glasses, you give boot allowance, clothing allowance, anything like that, that costs money. So it goes into the cost of that employee. Paid time off. This is something I know many people do because they think, oh, I can help and keep my people around and start give them some extra time off, give them an extra vacation day or a week vacation time, whatever it is. Well, again, if you're not accounting for that, it's going to go up. And just to kind of give you a quick overview here. So let's just take an employee, and we'll say we're going to pay them $20 an hour, their base rate. They work 40 hours a week. They're not working overtime, but they work 38 weeks per year. So you can start seeing that it's $30,400 for this employee. Adds our FICA, our FUTA, SUTA. Now I did not include the SUTA in here. If I go put in the SUTA, whatever it is, it'll add that in here. But let's go and say that our insurance, we're giving them just say $2,500 they could put towards insurance per year. We give them $350 for uniforms, and we're going to give them 40 weeks or 40 hours of vacation time, and they get 8 hours of sick time. We do a little extra. This 90% is the productivity adjustment. And if you join the academy and get in the numbers course, we'll give you a better idea what that is. Zoom in a little bit. So you can see our net hours. Our base rate now with all the other things is $22.95. Our overtime rate's $32.95. So this has gone up quite a bit. So our overtime, anytime we start paying our employees overtime, we're at $32.95 with those benefits. We kind of come down here, and it's just give us some averages. We're accounting for a little bit for overtime, a reality factor, which we'll go through in the course. Adding our labor in, that comes to $32.88 per hour for the employees. So that $20 employee, just this little bit, not even including all the SUTA and the other things that go into it. I didn't include a workman's comp or anything like that, which it does account for, but I didn't put it in here for this example. But it's $32.88. So that $20 employee is costing you $32.88. So you can again see how quickly we're able to put this in here. Now we know what we need to charge as our base rate, our break-even point, because we're able to do this. Just to give you an example too, we had Colby that's in an academy. He reached out. He is using some software to do his estimating. I'm not against software at all, but he wanted to quickly be able to find the hours for a project. We're able to put this in here based on how many weeks and how much time he was on this project. And he was quickly able to tell him, I can tell him down to the penny how much he's going to have to pay for those employees, because he knows exactly with the FICA, the FUTA, the SUTA, all his, benefits he offers the time for offers his employees. He knows down to the penny what he's going to pay, write a check for that work. So it makes it very, very simple. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. Again, guys, we're talking about our upcoming numbers course we have. It's happening October 29th and 30th. And we're going to teach you your numbers and how to take those numbers and apply it to your estimating systems. Because if you're going out and you are just taking your materials, multiplying by 2 or 3, you are probably shortchanging yourself. Or it might work temporarily, but once you start adding more overhead and you start growing, that is no longer going to work. And you're going to be going all season long, looking like you're making money, and you get to the end of the year, you're like, where's it at? Well, it's probably because you're not charging for either your equipment, enough for your employees, or you're not charging for your overhead. Those are kind of the key numbers that we need to be looking at, and we can help you show you all that. So let me know if you have any questions or anything. If you are interested in the course, let me pull the website up here. Again, it's October 29th and 30th. And where's that? Trying to show the website for it. Here it is. So the website's up top there, milliondollarlandscaper.com/numbers-course. It's happening October 29th and 30th. Now, I do want to jump in and say you can get this course entirely for free by joining the Million Dollar Academy. So if you are interested in getting this numbers course, you need to get going on it. You need to make sure your pricing work. So you're making a profit. You can get it absolutely for free if you join the Academy. All Academy members are going to have access to this course, plus all the other courses we have inside of the Academy. So just to kind of give you a quick overview of what's inside the Academy, if you're not sure, we have all these different courses. We have stuff on, again, knowing your numbers. You're going to get access to our contracts. So you're going to have access to our landscape contracts, our lawn maintenance contracts, snowplow contracts we have. We're going to talk about job costing, company scoreboards, all that stuff, marketing, business processes. What those are system procedures. So if you want to grow your business, you have to get out of the field. So we're going to give you all the procedures we have that we use in our business, the systems and stuff that go along with it. So just to kind of give you a quick view of stuff, we have all these procedures down here that you're going to be able to take, download, and easily implement in your business. Stuff for hiring, training, and retaining employees. So we have job location, job description, job advertisements that you can take and download. So if you need a job advertisement for some team members, we have stuff on team leaders, mechanics, office managers, team members, maintenance team members, operations managers. We have all that you could take and download. We have employee handbooks. So if you are looking at getting an employee handbook, we have that. So again, that would be joining the Million Dollar Academy. So if you join the Academy, you'll get the numbers course entirely for free, and you'll have access to all this other stuff. If you just just purchase the numbers program, you'll have access to most of these here, not every one, but you'll have access to most of this stuff. You'll be able to go out and accurately price your work with the stuff that we have available. Again, you'll have lifetime access to that. So let me know if you have any questions about anything. We are going over the upcoming numbers course. It's happening October 29th and 30th. I know I'm gonna keep repeating it, but I see people jumping in and out. So for those that stuck around, I do appreciate it. Let me know if you have any questions, put it in the chat section and we can get you answered. Let me hop back over to, so we have the overhead budgeting calculator too, like I said, so you'll be able to figure out what goes into overhead. You'll be able, again, easily figure out what it's costing you for your business. And a lot of people are always surprised at it, and you can easily make adjustments to it. So when you get done putting all your stuff in here, we can kind of look down here and kind of predict what you're going to make for that year. Now, that is if everything goes as planned, things work out, and you monitor things. That is what you can do. But a lot of people don't monitor their stuff, and they're not doing job costing, and that all that takes into account for making sure you're staying on track and making money. Oops. Not sure what's going on. So again, overhead is something that is again the background items that run your business, stuff that you can't necessarily bill a customer for. So if again your bad advertisements, bad debts, dues, downtime, labor, cell phones, office equipment, salaries, uniforms. Now uniforms, I will say, can either go in here or into our costing of our employees, one or the other, not both. And we get into that in the courses. Then you're going to find your break even date. So our break even date is basically the time when we're going to pay off all that overhead bill. So if you joined us earlier, we talked about, imagine getting that bill slapped on your desk of all your overhead at the beginning of the year. We need to look and make sure that we're going to pay it off. Sometimes I see some landscapers, after we do that, we look at see how much time their season is, and we see, oh man, you're not going to pay off this overhead. And that's where we're, red flags jump out and like, okay, we need to look at our overhead and look what we need to do. Do we need to bump up our salary? Do we need, or I'm sorry, our sales, I should say. Do we need to cut some stuff? This makes it very simple to predict that and make adjustments through that by understanding these numbers. We give variance reports so you can actually go through and monitor what you're doing monthly. So if you find out that you're supposed to be doing $50,000 in monthly, and this month you're only doing 20, oh man, what do we got to do? What can we do to get that up? But you can easily adjust for that. Again, you get that as part of the numbers course or as part of the numbers academy. Um, pull up. So once you get all these numbers, great, that's awesome. But what do you do with them? So we can actually apply them to a estimating system, which we have available inside the academy. Try to make this bigger for you. So you'll be able to put in, what you're paying your people, average wage, labor burden. We take all those account. You put in some of the, we'll say the hardwood mulch. Let me punch in some numbers here just to give you an idea. So say you put in, have a job that has hardwood mulch. You could put in here that you measured out is 500 square feet of hardwood mulch. You put it in 3 inches thick. It tells you need 5 yards. It does the calculations for you. Then you put in what you pay for your mulch, how much time it's going to take. So I think I can do, we'll say 1 yard per hour. So that's 5 man hours. It tells you what you need to charge for all that. It gives you break even costs. Now, this is just to go install. It doesn't give us any travel time, but then you can start seeing what it's costing you. Um, None of these numbers are correct here, so this price is probably off, but you can easily punch it in and it's going to tell you what you need to charge. We're figuring out what our man hours are, what our hourly sales rate, what our gross profit's going to be, what our projected gross profit's going to be as well. So we can easily figure out what it's costing you for equipment or for your work. And again, like I said, we put in our equipment cost. So how we took that information of figuring out what our equipment cost is, we could punch it in here and it'll add that to your quote really easily. The nice thing too is once you finish this, say you do the estimate, you can have a sheet that you can print off and give to your employees. So we did our estimate. Now we need to give our employees an idea of what's going to go in this job. So we can print this off. And you can see right here, it shows we need 5 yards of dirt. Or, I'm sorry, 5 yards of mulch. So they can go get the mulch, load it up, whatever it is, however you have it. And then they can actually track it. So then you can print the sheet off and give it to them. Then they can put in here how much they actually use. They come in this side here, they write in how much mulch they actually use in the project. So if they only use 4, that's great. If they start using 6, 7, 8, whatever it is, that's something we need to bring up. But this is easily a sheet they can easily print off, give to your team members. Then the other half of it, once we do the estimate, our teams go out and do the actual work. We need to figure out what it's actually costing you. You have to do job costing. Job costing is your scoreboard to your business. If you aren't doing job costing, I almost refer to it as a participation trophy. Everybody wants to know if they're winning. And if you are not do job costing, you don't know if you're winning. You don't know how to make any adjustments because you don't know. You're just guessing. You might as well, again, go give your team members a participation trophy for doing the work. You don't know what's going on. So this will easily make you be able to calculate what your job costing you, put it in, you enter all your material, what labor is, equipment is, and it's going to tell you what you made on the job down to the penny. So it makes it very quick, very simple. We do include some production hours, which we'll get into another time, but production hours is how long it takes to do things. So we have some guidance here for you to help you figure that out. Let me know, Gain, if you have any questions about anything. What's included in the academy, what's included in the numbers course. Again, our numbers course is coming up October 29th and 30th. So next weekend, you can get access to it. You can purchase the number course. It's $597, or you can actually get access to it for free by joining our Million Dollar Academy. All Academy members get access to this course as part of being a member, and you'll have access to a live event. That's October 29th and 30th. And you'll have access to the Know Your Numbers section over here as well. So let me know. I've been rattling off a lot of stuff. Let me know if you have any questions about estimating or, overhead, equipment costs, anything like that in general. Let me know. This whole time is to answer any questions anybody has about anything. Hide this. So if you have any questions about anything, the numbers course is going to be an awesome event. It's 2 days. We're starting at 9 a.m. Go to about 4 or so, I'm guessing. And it's going to be depending on how many questions get brought up, how much, what questions people have. So it's going to be 2 full days. But I've seen other courses out there, or other programs out there, I should say, where you have to fly somewhere and, spend the money on the hotel room and, pay your people, pay for the food and all the stuff. And it's way, way more expensive than what this is. So you're going to be able to sit at home in the comfort of your home or office and go through this course. And I can almost guarantee by doing this, if you do it accurately, put your numbers in there, you can probably pay for this course within 1 or 2 jobs, depending on the type of work that you do. We're going to be talking about that in an upcoming podcast here this coming Friday. The Million Dollar Landscaper podcast will be talking and show you some of those numbers that you can see how this course can pay for itself by doing it and accurately putting all information in there. Let me know, guys, if you have any questions about anything. Who made it down to Equip this year? Did anybody make it down there? Let me know. What was your favorite part? What was your favorite piece of equipment? I saw the one mower caught on fire. I think it was the DeWalt mower caught on fire. That looked a little crazy. Hopefully nobody got hurt. Everybody was all right. See if there's any questions here. I want to make sure everybody's going through. But again, guys, the course is happening October 29th and 30th. Hopefully you guys can join us. It's going to be 2 full days. I know it's a weekend, but this is something that can really change your business, change your life if you're charging what you need to charge for your work. I encourage you to get signed up. If you have any questions, you're not sure or something doesn't make sense, let me know. I'll give you a full-blown tour of this again if you need to. You can reach out to me at scott@milliondollarlandscaper.com. I'll gladly go through this with you and make sure everything makes sense of what's in here and you're going to get your money's worth out of it. Let me bring up this screen one more time. So again, if you join the numbers course, you're going to actually get access to the intro to know your numbers, reading of the financial statements, labor and average wage costing, equipment costing, overhead budgets. And then we start getting into the actual estimating systems, the SOARs, the DOORs, MORs, OPPH. You'll have access to those courses. We'll also have a daily crew rate calculator. So you'll be able to figure out exactly what it's costing you for your crews. Let me pull this up here as you guys take a look at that. So we got a couple questions coming in here. I know there's delays. Paul said he's joining. Awesome. Colby said he's going to be there. I appreciate that. I think Paul just joined. If I'm correct on that. I had a bunch of people join yesterday, so I do apologize if I'm incorrect there, Paul. But it's going to be a great course. We stand behind everything that we do. This is something, again, with our academy, you can ask Colby, we're here for you. This is not a course I want you to buy and we just walk away from. No, this is something I stand behind. I'm always willing to jump on a phone call or a Zoom call to make sure you get it answered and done correctly. We have seen so many landscapers come and go in this industry, just even in our area alone. And is typically not because they didn't know how to do the work. They're great at what they do. but it's because they weren't pricing the work and they were just shorting themselves, and it kept going a year after year after year after year of not making any money. And you can only do that so long. You start looking at your business like, man, I can go work for somebody else and have less stress and make more money. But the ultimate goal of everybody getting into business is to make more money and to provide for the family and do better. But if you're just working, working, working and thinking that sales are going to help and you just work harder, it's going to get better. It doesn't matter, oh, that next big job's going to pay off. Not necessarily. Sometimes it's bigger jobs cause bigger problems. So that may not be the case. We were given the advice many, many years ago, to just go sell more, sell more. Well, selling more is great, but if you're selling at the wrong price, it doesn't matter. You can sell all the work you want. If you're not pricing your work to where it needs to be, it doesn't matter. This is where understanding your numbers, understanding what you need to charge per hour is so critical. What you need to charge for all your work is so critical. If you're just going out and hustling and working, things are not going to change. And you can just keep saying, okay, I'll just bump up I'll take the materials and multiply it by 3 next year instead of 2 something, or 3.5 or whatever. I'm just going to keep doing that. That might work for a bit, but it may not. It's something that we see many landscapers, once they start changing their mindset of how to estimate and doing these processes and start grasping their numbers, it isn't until that point they start making a change. We've had many people come through the academy that have been struggling. They've been working their tails off almost to the point they're going out of business. They came to us, started using these systems and understanding their numbers, and they've done a 180. We have one lady in the program has done this herself. She's done an amazing job. It taken a little bit of work, but we worked with her one-on-one. She got it set up, and now she's understanding this, and now she's making tweaks to make it even better. But this is a great starting point to get you going, to make sure you're understanding your numbers. I can't stress it enough. Numbers are the key to your business. You can just work harder and harder. It doesn't matter if you aren't charging enough, you aren't doing the right things. It doesn't matter. You have to understand your numbers. And I challenge you to go find a business out there that doesn't really look at their numbers or aren't understanding those things. It's probably not happened. I guarantee, all these large companies, they know everything down to the penny, how long it's going to take, how long things should be, how much is going to cost for this and that. You have to understand this. And the sooner you can start doing this, the sooner you can start making a difference in your life, in your family's life, because it starts making things easier. I know money isn't everything, but when you aren't making anything, it makes it very hard to make good decisions. It makes things more stressful. So I encourage you to spend the time, spend the 2 days with us, October 29th and 30th, and start making the difference in your lives and your landscape business. I guarantee it's going to be worthwhile for you to do this. Heck, I'll even say it here. If you have any problems with it, you don't agree with it, let me know and we'll figure something out. But I can guarantee that this will make a difference in your business if you start applying the techniques and applying how to use it in your estimating. Now, this can be used in landscaping, it could be used in hardscaping, water features, lawn maintenance. We actually have, inside this, you'll see we have stuff on irrigation. So if you have an irrigation business, we have estimating sheets for that. If you have lawn maintenance division, we have estimates for that, or estimating systems for that. So we have the various types that are available for you to apply towards your business. And there's something particular you need, let me know. I'm always willing to modify and change it. This system's very simple to easily adapt to whatever type of work you do. So like, for instance, we did a lot of water features. We're able to go in here, put in each component of what we use for water features, and made where you just had to put the quantity, read how much time is going to take, and spit out how much time is going to take. It spit out what our price is going to be, and made it very simple. Colby, who's in here, I'm not sure if he's still in here, but Colby, one of the things he said that I always loved was that he became more confident too, because he knew his bottom dollar. You can see your break-even point, so you know how low you can go on your estimate. You can adjust your profit that you want to make. If you want to make 15%, 10%, 20%, 30%, you can adjust that. But the nice thing knowing that is you can say, okay, I'm estimating my jobs at 15%. And the customer comes in and says, hey, I got ABC landscaping business down the road. They said they can do it for $5,000 cheaper. But you can look at that 15% and be like, nope, I can't do it. So you can confidently say no. That's my bottom dollar. This is where we're at. Now it also allows you to say, okay, I want to make sure we're comparing apples to apple here with the customer, make sure they're, doing the same job, same type of material, all that stuff. But you can easily tell a customer no, or how low you can go on your jobs. So it makes it very, very simple. Sometimes we get people that are nervous when they start doing this system. They see what it actually costs them to run their business and what they need to charge for the work. And they're like, oh, I can't charge this. Well, you can't afford not to charge that. If you're just going in and guessing, or I'm not saying guessing, um, keep charging what you've been charging, you're probably going to go broke at some point. When you start seeing, okay, this estimating system is a little bit higher, that's what you need to charge for your work, because that's what it costs to run your business. That's the nice thing. Now we can also look at a couple things and be like, I really can't charge that. It's just like way too high. Okay, maybe there's some other issues we can look at. Is your overhead too high? Is there things that we need to cut out? Is there, what you're paying for material too high, or do you have too many employees? There's a lot of nice things. So we start using these calculators. We can start looking and analyzing much easier rather than just kind of guessing. You know exactly where you're at and where you stand in your business. Let me know if anybody has any questions about anything. I appreciate you hopping in here. Again, guys, we're talking about our upcoming numbers course. It's happening October 29th and 30th. Bring this up here. Where is it at? There it is. So if you're interested in joining the numbers course, it's milliondollarlandscaper.com/numbers-course. It's going to be a 2-day live event where we're going to help you teach your numbers, figure out what your numbers are. We're going to work with you. And then you're going to, on the second day, we're going to actually take in those numbers and apply it to an estimating system. So we're going to give you all the calculators, all the tools you need to figure out what your numbers are, and then how to apply it to your estimating system. It's a very simple system. We've done all the hard work for you. So we've gone through all these, programs in the past, spent the time creating all this stuff. It's stuff that we've used in our landscape business still to this day. We started this, I don't even remember, probably 20 years ago. We started making these estimating systems, and it's again based on our business's numbers, and we've taken them, updated them, applied them to fit most businesses in the landscape business, and now we're presenting it to you. These are tried and true. Many landscapers have gone through our programs and used these systems. We know they work. Let me know if anybody has any questions about the numbers course. The numbers course is $597. I challenge you to go out and find a system that's going to give you as much as we're giving you for that price. It's a little crazy what we're offering for it, but it can definitely help your business. Let's see. Somebody said, Paul says, bringing biological lawn care to the residential side. There you go. I like it. What type of stuff are you going to offer, Paul? If you don't mind, I'd love to see what you're offering. So again, this is something that it doesn't matter what type of work you do. You can apply this system to that type of business. You can apply it to lawn treatments. If you just do aeration or whatever, irrigation, hardscape, water features, you can apply this system to anything in the landscape related. Actually, you can apply it to any services business, whether it's a plumber, electrical, but we specialize only in landscapers. That's all we deal with. That's all I know. I grew up landscape business. My father started the business in 1988. It's still going. I just worked my way up through. Early on, we were struggling, especially when I first came on and jumped up to vice president. I was working in the business. My dad offered me to jump up, become vice president. And at that time I was getting married, we were married. We were having our first child, and we started looking at it, like my wife and I were like, man, because we started really diving the numbers, started looking at it, like, this isn't looking so pretty. If we keep doing this the way we're doing this, the business can't afford us. Because the plan was for my wife to come work, should make it easier to take care of the child and everything, our son. And if we kept going the same way we're going, we wouldn't be able to afford it. So we actually reached out, got some help from industry consultants and some other consultants. Early on, they started teaching us some of these systems. And I'll be honest with you, when I first started learning some of this stuff, I was like, it might as well have been teaching me another language because I didn't understand what everything they're teaching you. They were talking above here, up here on me on some of the stuff. I just didn't understand it. I nodded my head. Yeah, yeah, I get it. I get it. I didn't. It took me some time to sit down and really understand it. My wife and I went through this over years, uh, made changes, updated it, and now we've been using it, you know, for many, many, many years, and we understand it now. Um, and now we want to share it with everybody else and let you know how it can help you in your business. Let me know if you have any questions, everybody. I know there's a bit of delay. Um, Again, guys, we're doing this numbers course October 29th and 30th. It's going to be a 2 full day event. Hopefully you guys can join us. It's going to be a great time. Let's see. Paul says, there we go. Shrub and tree lawn inoculation up to population micro. Very cool. I like it. I like it. Um, so yes, it can be applied to Paul's business as well. It's easily adaptable and we can adjust it to whatever you need. So I look forward to you being in the course, Paul, and helping you out. Let me know if you have any questions about anything. If you want to see any more of what the calculators are, or you want to see what courses are inside the actual numbers course, let me know. But this 2 day live event, we're going to go through all the numbers in your business and allow you to take those numbers and apply it to your estimating business. Numbers are the key to your business. I can't say it enough. When I see people ask questions in the Facebook groups, especially our landscape business owner Facebook group, people ask questions, how much I charge for this or how much I charge for that. And some people answer, well, you need to know your numbers. You need to know your numbers. We're going to teach you those numbers. We're going to help you figure out what your numbers are for your business. It always makes me a little crazy when I see people ask that question. I get it because you don't know what you don't know. I'm not questioning that. My question is when you start taking what those people are saying. So if they give you an actual price or they give you $1 per hour that you need to be charging and you go apply that to your business, again, you're just guessing and hoping and praying that's going to work. All your numbers, all your pricing should be based on what you pay your people, what you pay for your insurance, what you pay for your equipment, what you pay for your material. It doesn't, I know it varies across the country for what you pay, but it has to be based on your numbers. And if you're just guessing, you could be shorting yourself. We see so many landscapers go work all summer long and get to the end of the year and they don't have anything in the bank. They're struggling to make payroll. They're struggling to put enough away for the winter time if they're up north and they can't work all season long. It's a shame, and I hate to see that happen to anybody. Landscapers are some of the hardest working people out there, and we want to teach you to make it easier on yourself, make a better life for yourself. So, all right, gang. Well, I'm going to cut out here in a little bit. If there's any questions, I got a few more minutes. Hang out. Any questions about the estimating course or the numbers course we have coming up? Any questions about the $1 Million Academy? Let me know. I would love to walk you through so you can see what we have. If there's any question in general about landscaping or estimating in general, feel free to post it. We don't necessarily have to talk about the numbers course we have. Let me know. Again, guys, the numbers course is happening October 29th and 30th. I know I keep repeating, but like I said, people are jumping in and out of here. So new people joining us. So we have a numbers course coming out October 29th and 30th, where we're going to teach you your business's numbers. So you understand what your employees are costing you, what your equipment is costing you, what your overhead is costing you. And we're going to teach you how to apply that to your estimating. We're going to give you all the tools for this. We're going to give you all the calculators for this. We're even going to give you the estimating systems to help you charge enough to pay for that overhead, to pay for that equipment, and allow you to buy that new equipment. We all want that new equipment. We want that new shiny skidster, a mini skidster, whatever it is. We all want that stuff. But if you aren't charging enough for it, you're not planning for it, you're just shorting yourself. Many people will make rash decisions throughout the year, like, oh, I'm going to go buy this new truck. I'm going to go buy this new piece of equipment. But if you don't know if you can afford it, you're just kind of guessing. You don't know if you can actually make enough sales to pay for it. Where you have the data, you can look at this budget, you can say, okay, I'm going to buy this piece of equipment, but I'm going to bump up my sales to make sure I'm recovering all this, because it's going to allow you to get more work done, or whatever it is. But you can make rational decisions rather than just guessing. So I encourage you to really take a look at your business, understand what your numbers are, and apply these systems and stuff that we're talking about. And I don't care if you're using our system, you go use something else. I prefer you use our system, but you have to apply this to your landscape business. Otherwise, you're just going to go and cause more stress or go out of business. And I don't want to see anybody doing that. That's the whole reason why we created our Million Dollar Academy, why we have our Million Dollar podcast, is because we saw so many people just in our local area here in Northwest Indiana have come and go, or I see them struggling day after day after day. They're relying on the next person. They can't wait for that next person. That next person we hire is going to help us out, or the next big job is going to make a big difference. May not. I've done bigger jobs and it just caused more problems. So it doesn't necessarily mean that. You have to understand the background to it. You have to understand the numbers to apply to this estimating system, or I'm sorry, apply to that estimate and how it's going to affect things. And you're able to give people bonuses. You're going to be able to give raises based on numbers. You're going to be able to give those employees what they want because oh yeah, I can raise my prices, or I can give them a bonus because they've done so much work based on rational decisions. One thing, just kind of jumping off topic here a little bit, but have seen, people give out Christmas bonuses, and I'm not anywhere against Christmas bonuses, but bonuses, in my opinion, should be based on performance. If they're just given just to give, I mean, to a certain extent, but if you're not budgeting for it, then it's going to hurt you. So, if they're consistently coming under a budget for a project, absolutely, they should be rewarded for that. It's kind of like performance-based pay. That's a good thing too. But again, it's based on performance. So bonuses, unless you calculate it out as part of their salary or something that you give out at the end of the year, that's fine. But if you're just giving a bonus just to give a bonus because that's what you feel you should do, and you're not making any money, or you're just paying yourself $25,000 a year, to me, that seems silly. You put so much time, you put so much effort. Yes, I understand we want to take care of employees. I'm not saying that at all. I want to keep our employees. I want to keep them happy, but you have to be happy. Your spouse has to be happy. And if they're not happy, you're not happy. So, I encourage you to really start analyzing your business, analyze your numbers, and we can provide you the tools for that inside this upcoming course. Again, the course is October 29th and 30th. Check it out. Long day. Sorry. The web address is up there, milliondollarlandscaper.com/numbers-course. Get signed up today. The course is happening this next Saturday and Sunday, 2 full days. So we have only till Friday night to get in there. I do encourage you to check it out. The course itself is $597, or you can get it absolutely for free if you join the Million Dollar Academy. So you join the Academy, you get access to the numbers course, you get access to all the courses that go along with it, and you get access to so much more, all the stuff for hiring, training, and training employees, our system procedures, all that stuff. So if you join the Academy, you get all that part of the package. Let me know if anybody has any questions about estimating or understanding your numbers or the course. Let me know. Said I got a few more minutes. We'll hang out here tonight. We will be going back live again. Let me make sure I tell you correctly. I think it's Wednesday. Let me pull up my calendar here. Pardon me. I should know this off the top of my head, but I don't. Yes, Wednesday again. We'll be going back live, 6 p.m. doing the same type of thing. And sorry, trying to get back here. There we go. Yeah, there we go. So yes, Wednesday we'll be going back live, talking about the upcoming course. If have any questions between now and then, let me know. You can always email me at scott@milliondollarlandscaper.com. I do encourage you to start looking at your business, understanding your numbers. I know we've been talking about numbers like crazy here in the Facebook group and YouTube lately, but it is essential in your landscape business to understand all these numbers and understand what it costs to running your business. You can't make any decisions in your business unless you have the logic behind it. If you're just making decisions to go buy equipment or give somebody a raise or to hire somebody, and it's not based on numbers or facts, you're just guessing and you're just hoping your fingers and crossing fingers and hoping and praying that you're going to be all right and make money. So again, guys, let me know if you have any questions about anything. Last time I'll say is we have our upcoming numbers course, October 29th and 30th. Sign up ends Friday night. The course itself is $597. You'll have lifetime access to the course. You'll get all the calculators, the tools, and stuff to go along with it. You'll get our estimating systems that you'll be able to apply to your business very, very quickly to make estimates very easy. I will say, like, we used to take, again, this is not for like a big design project, but just a typical landscape project or even lawn maintenance project. You're able to go out there, look at it, or Google Maps or whatever, and you're able to put the numbers in and quickly produce a price for that customer. Very, very simple. Now, again, I understand if you have to go do a design, that takes time, but to actually create the estimate, once you have all the stuff in place, it makes it super simple, super quick to get a price. And we know speed is so important when we're doing our sales. When I was doing the water feature sales, I would go out, talk to the customer, figure out what they want, go back to my truck. I was able to put together an estimate very, very quickly. And it made closing the sales so much faster because I could sell it to them when, they're excited. When I'm talking to them, I get them excited about it. And that downtime, if you had to go spend a day or two to do the estimate, that downtime can really affect your closing. So being able to quickly put together an estimate that's accurate and profitable within a few minutes makes a world of difference, especially in your sales. So again, it's understanding numbers and understanding how to put these systems together. It affects a lot of things. Again, it's going to affect your life. It's going to affect your landscape business. It's going to affect the time it takes you to sell customers and your closing ratio, because you can easily make adjustments very quickly. I used to have a desk that was in my passenger seat of my truck, had a computer, so I can slide on over, put together my estimate very quickly. I had a printer in there, so I can either print it off, email them, whatever it was, very, very quickly, and all right from my truck. So having this system, taking the time to put it together, makes it very, very easy. All right, gang. Well, I appreciate you hopping in here. Let me know if you have any questions. If there's any questions, feel free to post it in the chat session beyond, past this when this is all done. We'll be hopping again in live on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Central Time to help answer any other questions anybody has. You're just still not sure. Let me know. This course is something that can definitely help improve your landscape business, help improve your life, create a lot less stress because you're making money. You know, just kind of going back to, we talked about overhead, we talked about labor earlier. Those are some of the biggest expenses that are in our landscape business. And by having a system that you can monitor it, you can control it, makes it so much better. It's going to make it so much easier to make any changes in your business and make any adjustments because you know all your numbers. So, all right, gang. Well, it's been a long day. I'm going to hop out of here. If there's any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, the October 29th and 30th is our upcoming numbers course. The website's up here, milliondollarlandscaper.com/numbers-course. Hope to see you guys in there. It's going to be a great 2-day full event, two full days event. We're going to give you all the calculators, tools to find your numbers, and then we're going to give you the estimating system to take those numbers and apply it to your estimating. So I encourage you guys to check it out. Go check out the website. If you have any questions beyond that, post in the comments in the comment section or email me at scott@milliondollarlandscaper.com. All right, gang. Hope you have a great night. Hope you had a great weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.